Hello, my name is HAPruitt and I'm the author of Anelthalien and the second book in the Anelthalien series, Earthquaking. And in this video, I'm going to do an author update for March and April. So the first thing I want to tell you is I read one whole book in the month of March. Yes, one book. I read C.E. Stone's Stargonauts, I think is how you say it. It's a Christian sci-fi. I'll do a review on it later, but I would recommend reading it. I enjoyed reading it. So I only read one book in March because I worked a lot on typing my own manuscript and finishing. I did finish the third book in the Anelthalien series. Still not going to tell you the name. And I worked on some other editing. So I'll tell you about that. I finished typing, don't say the name. I finished typing the third book in the Anelthalien series. And I typed 29,647 words in March. And it ended up being 109,000-ish words. So that's really good. It's close to, Anelthalien was like 116,000 and Earthquaking was a little less. And so the third book, I typed 86 pages of the book in March and it ended up being 325 pages, which I think is more pages than the first two books. So I must have had more dialogue because it's less words, but more pages. And that's fine with me. Lots of dialogue is great. So I've got my manuscript typed and I started editing it and I made it through chapter 14 in March. I've done some editing. It's April 4th right now. And so I've done some editing in addition to that. But in March, I got through chapter 14. I did some special edition notes because I want to do a special edition hardback of the third book. And I got through chapter 13 on that and I named some chapters. I love naming chapters. A lot of people don't name their chapters, but I love naming chapters and thinking about all the different ways I can be clever with them. And I just really love words and wordplay and deep titles. And sometimes they're not, but most of the time they are. So that was fun. I got through chapter like 11, 13. Some I skipped because I wasn't sure yet what I wanted to commit to. But I got about 11 to 13 chapters titled. So the other author thing I did in March was I started editing Effie Joe Stock's second book in her series, The Shadows of Light. I'm not 100% sure if she said the title yet on social media, so go to her social media and look for the title there. I won't tell you about the book yet, but I'll tell you I'm editing it, and I love editing so much. And editing has been such a wonderful thing for me in March because I'm getting really close to the end of my pregnancy. I'm 39 weeks today. Check it out. I don't know if you can see. This is my bump. Can you see my bump? Oh, big bump. But it's like driving me crazy not knowing when my baby's gonna come, not knowing the day, not knowing what's gonna happen, not knowing when we're gonna have to put everything on hold, and it just drives me crazy if I think about it. And so just focusing so hard on reading a manuscript and thinking about all the different pieces of editing, you know, the developmental and the grammatical and the punctuation and the consistency, if it all goes together and if it all works together, the character development, just focusing my mind on all those things all at once, all day is so helpful for not going crazy about the baby. So I edited 241 pages, not only in March, but in 1 week in March. So I'm pretty proud of that and excited by that. And I have finished editing her book. It's, like I said, it's April 4th. And so I did finish editing it one time through. And I want to go another round to be really good at the editing job I'm going to do for her. And I do want to be an editor for more books. I'm just not sure how that's going to work with a baby and me doing my own books. So if you're interested in that, do leave a comment, do get a hold of me on Instagram or on Facebook, or if you have my number somehow, get a hold of me and ask me, you know, if I'd be interested in doing some editing for you and we can talk. But I love editing. I'm good at it. I never wanted to be a writer, but I always wanted to be an editor in high school. I love grammar and commas and punctuation and, you know, weird, but I love it and it's so fun. And I can do it really fast. Effie is awesome, and she printed out her manuscript for me and sent it to me, and that's how I got through it so fast in like a week and a half. I got through, she's got like 300 pages about, and I got through that in a week and a half. So I do really good with written out and physical things. I'm a lot slower with the digital copies of books. But anyway, so that's super exciting. My book's going great, her book's going great. And also another author thing that I did in March was I found out that I am part of The Heights Will Fly To. Alex, I think, I'm not sure how to say his name, Alex Silvius, I think is how you say his name. He compiled the first companion book of The Heights Will Fly To. The first one was The Depths Will Go To. Yeah, The Depths Will Go To. I'm not sure exactly if that's the right title. Maybe I'll put it up right here so you can see it. He compiled that first book, and so now he's doing a second book, you know, like the depths, the water, and now it's like the heights. And so I'm in that anthology, and I have a story called Dream Catchers. And since it's a short story, I can't really say much about it without giving things away, but it's about dream catchers, not the little circular things with all the weavings, but they're like a people and a creature, a person and a creature, and they catch dreams. And my story is about what happens when they try to go beyond their limits of catching the dreams. So find out that one's going to come out in March 2022. So find that book. It has a bunch of other authors in it. I don't know all of them personally, but I'm sure they're all great because, you know, like anthologies are submitted to people and people go through all the stories and pick the best ones. So I'm sure it's great. So check that out. And also Aphotic Love. Effie is doing that one. And her release day, she changed it to April 29th. So the release day for Aphotic Love is now April 29th. So that's really exciting too. That's coming up fast. And I talked about in my last author update video, I talked about the 2 stories I have in that. Really excited about those stories. And the only other update that I have is that, like I said, and I already showed you, Eldon is at 39 weeks, supposedly. We're not exactly sure because you can never be super exactly sure. But we're around 39 weeks and full pregnancy is 40 weeks. So hopefully he's coming soon. I put off doing this video because I really wanted him to be like here with me, but he's not yet. He's still in here in my tummy with me. So if he comes before I put out this video, maybe I'll show you him. But we're ready for him. We're excited. We have our bags packed for the hospital. We have the nursery ready for him when he comes home. Everything's cute. Everything's ready. Everything's bought. And we're just waiting for the time God says he's gonna come. And that's really hard, but I have more editing, so I'm happy. And that's all I have for my March and April updates. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment and tell me if you had any thoughts while I was talking about what you did in March. If you typed, or if you got some editing done, or if you read some cool books, leave me a comment about that. And I'm really glad that you watched this video, and I'm really glad I got to tell you what I did author-wise in March. And so thank you very much for watching. Bye. If you want to know more about Anelthalien or HAPruitt, please follow me on Instagram at HAPruitt. You can find me on Amazon as an Amazon author, HAPruitt. Please watch my YouTube channel and all my cool videos on my channel, HAPruitt Anelthalien. You can find me on the Facebook page, HAPruitt Anelthalien. You can follow me on Goodreads by the name HAPruitt and the book Anelthalien, or you can go to my website where so much cool stuff about Anelthalien is. The website is HAPruitt.com. A glare. Don't want to glare. Can't see anything. I'm so blind. So blind. But that's how you gotta do. What is this? This isn't what I need. What is this? This is what I need. I'm gonna have to read like this. Now I can. Okay. Hold it behind my book. March, April. This month is April. I love you, Bartle, okay? You gotta be quiet, okay? I'll feed you in a little bit. Okay.